Welcome back. Let's continue where we left off. Now, where was I? Oh, right. So tensions were escalating worldwide. The wars that resulted led to an increasing number of refugees. To handle these refugees, special semi-autonomous zones were established in the EU, the Asian nations, and part of Russia. EULI, the zone founded in southern Russia, was the largest of them land-wise, which allowed them to take in vast numbers of migrants. But these refugees were treated like cheap labor. Living conditions grew worse, and the region was soon home to gigantic slum areas. Anti-foreign worker demonstrations were rife across the entire zone, threatening peace and welfare in the surrounding regions. As a result, a certain company stepped in to help support the job market in the refugee zones. That company was Werner Noah Enterprises, the defense contractor giant. Once nations had to slash their military budgets after the Ulysses disaster, the private military service industry with its mercenary forces experienced a major boom. Also, thanks to the Advanced Automated Aviation Plan introducing enhanced computer numerical control to aircraft manufacture, it became a simple matter to rebuild previously existing aircraft designs. The resulting glut in available aircraft led to a new issue, a lack of pilots to control them. Hence why you now see mercenary groups cobbled together from dropout pilots. But I digress. The nations and federations overseeing the special zones welcomed Werner's support. In turn, Werner received huge parcels of land and a huge workforce to do its bidding. Soon the company expanded from its core military business into energy and space development. Their business had an enormous impact on recovery efforts around the world, and the localized conflicts began to simmer down. Now we come to today, 20 years later. The special zones have shown major economic growth under Werner's wing, but the huge weapons stockpiles stored in these zones have made them a breeding ground for armed extremist groups. These groups have formed a multinational network spread across the special zones. And more we're seeing them carry out anti-imperialist attacks in the nations surrounding EULI. This has led the UN and the world's superpowers to label them terrorists, which brings us to... Are you awake? Sorry, you must be tired. We can pick this up another time.
Following the Tokyo terror attack, the UN staged emergency inspections on facilities in EULI. They didn't obtain any evidence on the new UAVs we saw, but they did discover plans for an orbital weapon. Multiple nations are apparently involved in its development. The UN calls it a violation of space treaties and a new threat to replace nuclear proliferation. They're demanding the project be halted immediately. As a result, the chief military official at Werner has been forced out of the company. But this thing isn't over yet. In fact, it's just beginning. We've spotted a large squadron of unidentified transport aircraft heading for Area B9K, an aerospace center in the West Indies, accompanied by escort craft. The center was involved with the development of the space weapon I discussed. The nature of the cargo is unknown, but once we identify the craft as hostile, you have permission to shoot them down. Normally, this would be a UNF or USAF job, but given how tense things have been with Latin America, the US doesn't want to pour any more oil on the fire. All in all, they preferred if the media kept their focus on the Tokyo attacks instead of this. That's why they enlisted us privateers for their dirty work. It ought to be a pretty good payday for us. We'll be having our best pilot on this op. In Arrows, if you're a top earner, you get first priority over everyone else. You want money, you want fame, then you're gonna have to outdo our ace here.
Caribbean. Good fellow, to all units. The unidentified transports and escorts are approaching the aerospace center. Once we identify them as hostile, you have permission to shoot them down. Don't let them damage the aerospace center. Phone Arrow 1, this is Viper. I'm getting a radar blip on our 12. Good fellow to Viper, switch to an open channel and send out a notice. Yeah, copy that. Attention unidentified aircraft. This is the Arrow Squadron operating under independent United Nations command. Follow our guidance and change your... FC radar targeting from the craft. They're bandits. I knew it! All units, permission to engage. Alright, let's get this party started. Hey, you, Lone Arrow 4, the rookie with that stupid emblem. Here with me. I want to see what you got. Transport's down. Time to wipe up the rest. Watch out. Enemy launching air-to-air missile. You got a missile coming for you, Rookie. Dodge it. Target down. Nicey day. Stay focused. Watch out for missiles as you take out the enemy. Not too bad, Rookie. More of them on our 12. Think you can keep up with me, kid? You know, that Reaper emblem you got freaks me out. It's like a bit haunted. I thought I'd paint a nicer one on there for you, huh? Your tactical recon data has been updated. Check your HUD, Rookie. Your tactical data link activates when you're in close range of the Allied craft. It's incorporating sensor fusion technology. If you've got a tactical data link, your FCSs will work in tandem to boost the whole squadron's attack power. Enemy transport squadron destroyed. Hey, Rookie! Take a look at Viper's craft! Thing's old enough to be in a museum, but he threw a boatload of cash into customizing it. See that infinity mark on the side? That means he shot down so many bandits, he can't even keep count anymore. Viper here. King, bail out. Do you copy? Seems like you got a lot of free time over there. You just got back in the air. Don't get yourself shot up again. Roger that, Viper. You always know when he's nearby, too. Smell his breath. All bandits confirmed down, eh? Not yet, they aren't. We got a couple stragglers.
Transport's down.
First group already arrived. Cover the next. Third enemy flight incoming. Take them all down. Right. Time to make the donuts. Grab them! Same one with the snake emblem. Be careful. They're stronger than we thought. This is getting bad. He's a veteran mercenary ace. Vipers, shot down a bandit. The rest of you better shape up before he gets them. Boy, Viper, you sure step up your game once your creditors start harassing you, huh? One bandit left. This is it. The last one's mine. No, it ain't. I still got some money left to make. Oh, man. The rookie got to him first. All bandits offline. Great job, Lone Arrow Squadron. Time to go home. Good fellow to Viper. How'd our new recruit do? Reaper kid? Not bad considering. If he applies himself, I can see him becoming useful. Anyone can, if they put in the time to get past their growing pains. Too bad that last guy didn't get that far. Yeah, because you pushed him too hard.
Well done. The Aerospace Center emerged unscathed. We're investigating the transported cargo right now. For now, this will remain a covert op. Now, I know you guys just went halfway around the world, but I've got more work for you. A group of 9 high-powered executives known as the Gray Men have been kidnapped in Russia. We're talking elite members of the most exclusive circles of world economics and government. Meanwhile, terrorist forces have occupied a Werna military facility in the Uli in southwest Russia. We've got armed insurrections around other Werna facilities too, and we think they're connected. So, we'll be heading for Russia.